Hi, my cross-stitch darlings. This is like the third time I've tried to record this video because I'm so passionate about it that it keeps running on and on and on and on. And there's just a lot of information in there that's more my opinion than fact. And that's not what I want to put out there. I want to put out some facts and some education instead of being an emotional mess. But today I want to educate everybody on copyright laws. So recently in my Thomas Kincaid cross-stitch friends, that is the name of my group, Thomas Kincaid cross-stitch friends, there was someone in my group who it was discovered she was selling homemade copies of her patterns. Selling, not giving away, selling. Giving away is one thing, and I can see why people will do it because I thought of it too when I didn't understand copyright laws. I will admit, I didn't understand copyright laws a while ago, and I did share some of my patterns. But that was years ago, and I have been educated. And because of that, I'm going to pass on my education to the rest of you. So I can understand why you want to just give a copy of your pattern to someone else who wants it so badly. It's in your heart that you want to help somebody, and you happen to have it scanned as a digital copy. It doesn't cost you anything. No money's being traded, right? That's the rationale that a lot of people will use. And I completely understand it. I 1,000% understand it. I'm going to tell you why it's wrong. Copyright is not yours. If something is a copyrighted material, it's not yours. It did not come from your brain. You did not go down to an office to go file the paperwork to get it copyrighted. It's not yours to give away. It's not yours to sell. Now, I also know when it comes to these Thomas Kincaid Disney ones that are out of production and you can't find them anywhere, the temptation to give them away to someone that you like, someone that you cherish as a friend, is like 1,000,000 times worse. Trust me, I have made some excellent friends through the online cross-stitch community and asked them, I don't share my patterns with them. Do I want to? So bad. You have no idea how bad I want to share these patterns with them because I want them to have the same joy that I do. Like, it hurts my heart how bad I want to share these with them. But I can't because it's not mine to share. That is how I feel about this. So we're going to talk about copyright laws. Now, in my Thomas Kincaid group, I have made little videos here and there, and I read this in my Thomas Kincaid group, and I'm going to read it in this video because this isn't just about Thomas Kincaid Disney patterns, which is a small little niche group of us in this world. It's about copywritten material, period, across the board. So I had my Glendon Place pattern next to me because that's what I'm currently working on. And Cheryl, who makes, I love Glendon Place. It's probably one of my top 5 designers. There's copyrights on all of her patterns, and it'll say Gingerbread Grove by Cheryl A. Granda, copyrighted 2016, Glendon Place, all rights reserved. Okay? Most patterns will just have that little blip on there. But Cheryl takes it a step further, and I'm really grateful that she does. She has this on all of her patterns, this little blip at the bottom. And that little symbol says it's a copyright, ... not your right to copy. Okay. Then she has this paragraph at the bottom. I'm going to read this to you. Okay, ready, class? Did you get your snacks? Got your apple juice or milk? You may make a copy of this design for your own personal use while stitching. However, you may not reproduce, scan, copy, or redistribute this design in hard copy or as a digital file on the internet under any circumstances without the express written permission of Glendon Place. That includes individual elements of the design, Glendon Place images, charts, instructions, or logos. So hopefully that helps you guys understand a little bit more what copyright law means. So she says you cannot reproduce, you cannot scan a copy, you cannot redistribute these. But it does say you can make a copy for your own personal use while stitching. So I'm going to explain what that means. So I make a digital copy for myself, as I have expressed in previous videos, because when I'm doing my Thomas Kincaid ones, that foldable line, the symbols get a little fuzzy and I can't read them. So I have my digital copy that I have for myself so that I can read that once I get to that part. Now, if I were to resell this original copy, and we'll get to why it's okay to resell it. If I were to resell my physical, original, used copy, I then need to destroy my digital. I can't keep that scanned one for myself. That's what that means. So, and since I looked at hers, I looked at Cheryl's Glendon Place ones, I thought to myself, okay, let's take a look at the Thomas Kincaid ones and see if there's any copywritten marks on here anywhere. Now, on the patterns themselves, it just talks about like their customer service website and all that. So on the physical pattern itself, there's no copyrights. But on the packaging, there's 2. So actually there's 3, excuse me. So right here, you've got the Disney elements copyrighted by Disney. Right here at the bottom, it says The Little Mermaid, copyrighted 2012 Thomas Kincaid. And right here at the bottom, it says copyrighted 2012 MCG Textiles. So there's 3 copyrights attached to this pattern. Now this person that was discovered in my group selling her homemade copies she's not with my group. She has blocked me. She's blocked one of my moderators. She's tried to get back into my group 3 separate times. No, you're making a profit off of something that's not yours. And I have seen her copies that she has sold to people that fell into her trap. First thing I noticed, the color charts. This is one piece of paper. The person that fell into her trap and purchased one, who sent me pictures, it was all cut up into different sections. So it wasn't a full piece of paper. It was this little section, this little section, this little section. So she had cut it up and were like little cards. That's how you know she's making her own and she's making multiple copies. And the pattern itself was so botched. So yes, all of these have a line down the center, and they also have a line here because they're completely folded. So in the pattern that this person had showed me, you could see another line about right here where it would stop on a copier. You could see the tape, you could see it been cut, and one of them was really bad where it was like a whole section was taped and pasted, like right this whole corner. So I know for a fact she's selling hard copies that are not hers. Now I want to educate you guys on why it's okay to sell your used copy. So there is something out there called first sale doctrine. That's the whole reason why eBay is legal. If you have a used shirt and you want to sell it, that's fine. That's under first sale doctrine. If you have a used book and you want to sell it, first sale doctrine. So I have a very intelligent friend in my Thomas Kincaid group who's been helping me get the proper verbiage of all this because she is so nice and so smart and has written down a few things for me that I'm going to tell you guys so that, again, it's facts and not just my feelings. Okay, so anything when it comes to a digital format is prohibited for resale. So I have a lot of digital patterns. That's just the ones I printed. I have a lot more in my computer. I am never allowed to resale, redistribute, give away anything. And I wouldn't. And you want to know why? Because I have befriended some of these designers. First one off the top of my head is Meg from the Witchy Stitcher. I adore her. I completely support her 100%. And the way I support her is not just by saying her patterns are amazing. It's putting money in her pocket so she can continue to make more patterns for me, the consumer. It's a whole cycle of things. So, and I support her so much that I stopped shopping on Etsy because Etsy takes too many fees from her and takes money out of her pocket. I go straight to her website because I want her to have more money in her pocket for her livelihood so that she can help me in my life. It's a little bit of a give and take. And I would never redistribute any of her intellectual property. It's not mine. I didn't think of it. I am not that creative. Trust me, I may be good at cross stitch, but I am not. No, I can't draw. I can't write. I can sing, but I can't compose music. I'm just really good at embellishing other people's work. That's it, for my own pleasure. Okay, so that's point number one, anything that's digital. So that goes for Heaven and Earth Designs, Good Morning Maui. I know there's a bunch more out there, Creatively Crafting. There's so many other shops out there. So if it's a digital shop, you cannot, anything in digital format is prohibited for resale. Prohibited. And that also goes without saying, you can't share it either because it's not yours. Point number two, it's okay to make working copies, but must be included or destroyed prior to reselling. So, like I said, with my Little Mermaid one, if I want to resell it, I should just destroy my digital copy, because that's not fair if I keep one, because that's still making a profit off of something that's not mine. It gets a little muddy there though, but that you can still resell it because of first sale doctrine. Point number three, first sale doctrine, in order for it to apply, you need to have legally obtained your copy or your pattern. So, easiest example, let's say you go to the store and you buy a Harry Potter book, okay? You went to the store, you legally bought it. I said that because I'm looking at my Harry Potter books. Then you want to resell them because maybe it's an older version, you found new cover art or something, and you want to resell it. You can resell it because you legally obtained it. And so let me read it a little bit more. So for first sale doctrine, you need to have legally obtained the copy. So if someone received a known stolen pattern, then copied it and sent it or sold it, that is not under first sale doctrine. If you know it's an illegal pattern, like those ones that you find on eBay for like $5 that someone just ran through some software program and then you give it away or resell that to someone else, that's not first sale doctrine. It has to be legally obtained in order for you to resell it or to give it away. So like my Tangled pattern, I legally obtained it. Even though I didn't pay for it, it was because someone gifted it to me. They gave it to me. Okay. My Lady and the Tramp one, it was a Christmas present, but it was still legally obtained by that person. So the person that bought it for me and gave it to me as a present, she legally obtained it, gifted it to me. That's a legal obtainment, and it's the actual copy. And I could go sell it and destroy my digital copy. That's all legal. Okay. Hopefully you can all follow that. I know that's a little hard to all understand. This is confusing stuff, and I was confused in the beginning too. I understand this is very confusing, and that's why I am making this video. So, then another thing that she brought up to me that I didn't even think of is when you charge someone because they want you to make a cross-stitch pattern. So basically you're charging them for your labor. Now I've done this in the past where someone found a cross-stitch pattern, they knew that I cross-stitch, and they contacted me. They said, hey, I'll pay you if you make this. So I bought the pattern, she didn't buy the pattern, I bought the fabric, I bought the floss. And then in turn, she paid me. So the reason why that's okay is because I'm not mass producing them, and she's reimbursing me for my materials, my labor, and my time. And I'm not mass producing them. I'm not making 30 or 50 of these and asking for someone to pay me for something that's not my work. I just did it the one time. And it's a little vague in the terminology with all that, but I think that's the gist of it. Now, some designers are very, 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 very adamant about their copyrights. And sometimes there are a few out there, I think they're a bit extreme, but hey, it's their copyright, it's their business, it's their design. I'm going to respect that. I may not purchase from them because I think they're a little nuts, but it's their right to do that. And we need to respect that. And then, sorry, I'm just reading through some of these other notes. And I know that there is, and she even said this too, there's that tricky balance of supporting your favorite designers and also trying to uphold consumer rights, because those people that go a little crazy with their copyright laws, you're just like, whoa, chill. You know, because it's like when I bought the Cinderella Thomas Kincaid kit, the pattern was wrong. And so MCG Textiles was still open. And I had emailed them, and they emailed me back a full digital copy. They didn't care, but they did say to me, you know, please don't redistribute this. Whereas there are other designers that say, no, I'm not giving you a copy. You need to rebuy another one, da, 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 da. That I don't really agree with, and that's why I won't support those types of designers. But that's my personal choice. That's my personal choice. You can make your own decision. So I really hope I've clarified what copyright laws are. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I want to support all designers out there. Now, does the Thomas Kincaid company need my protection? No. They're a huge company. I'm a little nobody that lives in Utah in the United States. Like, I don't matter. I'm this big in their world. But it's about maintaining a standard and a level of a standard across the board of protecting this copyright material. Because if I'm going to be this way about my favorite designers, which are things like Glendon Place and Hands-On Design and the Witchy Stitcher, and you know, if I'm going to be protective about them, I need to maintain, I don't want to be a hypocrite, so I'm going to maintain the same level across the board. Also, Michelle, who is, of course, the owner of Heaven and Earth Designs, is working on getting the rights and the licensing to make the Disney versions of the Thomas Kincaid paintings. Now I know that she already does the regular Thomas Kincaid ones, but she hasn't been able to do any of like the Marvel or the movies or the Disney ones yet, because there's a lot of red tape. I mean, you can see from this, there are 3 separate copyrights on this. The Glendon Place one, it's just Cheryl. So it's just her copyright. It's just one little copyright. This has 3 copyrights. That's a lot of work, a lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork to go through and fill out. And for someone to think that copyright laws mean nothing and to just jump the gun and make a profit off of something that isn't hers, excuse me, it makes my blood boil, because it's not yours and you're making a profit off of something that's not yours. If I can't help my friends, and if I can't give these patterns away, I would never make a sale off of them. Let's just clarify that. I would never do that in 1,000 years, because that's wrong. It's not my material. I would never in a million years make a sale off of something that's not mine. That is so dishonest. Yes, I'm getting angry in this. If I could make a file on my Thomas Kincaid group and let everybody get the pattern for free, you bet I would do it in a heartbeat. Because I want these people, I want my friends to have these patterns. It's why I created this group, because these patterns, the type of person that likes these patterns, we enjoy what we're doing, even though they're super complicated and they take a lot of time and they are very complicated charts. These aren't easy charts, but we all genuinely want to do them. We all love and admire the artwork behind them. And if I can't give these patterns to my friends, neither can you. So if you think about giving your copy away to someone else because you want to be a good person, I get it. Don't worry. I get it. But don't. And the other thing that I've seen that's really common is borrowing patterns. So it's, hey, I've noticed you've got Lady and the Tramp. I've got Peter Pan. Why don't we just mail them to each other, make copies, and then mail them back? That is still a violation of copyright laws. That's not under for sale doctrine. Now, if you were to say, I have my finished Peter Pan and you have your finished Lady and the Tramp, let's swap. That's fine. Just destroy a digital copy and then you get to keep that copy that you swapped. And it's the physical hard copy. It's not the digital copy. It's a physical hard copy because you're gifting it to someone else. Giving a gift to someone is legal. And I know that's tough because you're like, well, I'm gifting my digital copy. Yeah, but you still kept one for yourself. So you didn't really gift it to them. You shared it with them. When you gift something to someone, you don't keep any of that yourself. Like on Christmas morning or birthdays or Hanukkah or whatever holiday you celebrate, when you give a gift to someone, you're not getting anything in return. You're not keeping anything in return. That's why it's called gifting it to someone. Whereas if you gift it to someone and you still have a copy of yourself, you truly didn't gift it to someone. You shared it with them. That's why there's the biggest strict rule in my Thomas Kincaid group: no sharing of patterns. Period. Period. So I hope this clarifies things. And like I said, this isn't just for the Thomas Kincaid ones. This is for any copyrighted material. Music, books, movies. You know, people out there do go after people who violate copyright laws because that's their intellectual property. That's their income. That's how they make their living. So, and I have contacted the Thomas Kincaid company for people that I know violate the rules. And if I saw someone doing that for the Witchy Stitcher or Glendon Place or Hands On Design, you bet I would be contacting those designers to let them know this person has committed copyright infringement on your intellectual property. Do with it as you may. If you're going to protect your copyright, I at least did my part. Because I don't agree with violating copyright laws. I just don't. I can't do it. I can't, in good conscience, do that. So, bottom line, don't share copies. And this is for all cross-stitch patterns. I know there's other designers out there. They're not really my style, but the ones I can think of are like the Prairie Schooler or Plum Street or Lizzie Kate. Those aren't my styles. But if you were to go contact those designers and you were to ask them what's the big deal about copyright laws, they would tell you, and they would express to you, that's my livelihood. That's why it's copyrighted in the first place, so that I can make a livelihood and make a living and support my family and put food in my mouth and light my home. That's what they do with those copyrights. It's not because they are selfish and they don't want anybody to have their work. No, they copyright it so that they can share what they love and make money off of it and have a livelihood. Am I jealous? Yes, because I wish I was creative enough to have something I could copyright and make money off of, because I hate working a 9-to-5 job. But I'm not. I am not that creative. I am not that smart. So I am going to just keep all my patterns. I'm not going to share. I'm definitely not going to sell, because I'm not going to violate copyright laws. And there's another reason why I won't do that. I don't want my Thomas Kincaid Cross-Stitch Friends group to be taken down on Facebook. I don't want it to be reported, because we aren't breaking any laws. And I'm very careful of not breaking any laws. It's about supporting one another. It's about helping one another when these kits were sent out wrong, when, pages were missing, or floss was wrong, or helping convert, if someone has purchased because they saw a used pattern on eBay, or they were gifted a used pattern. That happens a lot, but they don't have the floss. And MCG Textiles had their own floss. It wasn't DMC, it wasn't Anchor, it wasn't Sullivan's. So we have these conversion charts in my group where one of my moderators so wonderfully color checked them to make sure that they look accurate, so that you can make what you want into DMC. And they do look great when it's converted into DMC. And I know some people who've bought the full kits and they know there were so many mistakes with the floss that they just straight up convert it. They don't even bother using the floss that the kit came with, because there were so many issues with it, especially towards the end. Like the Tangled kit, I swear the Tangled kit was cursed. There were so many problems with it, especially with the floss. That one I'm going to convert to DMC because the chart was gifted to me. So I will be using that conversion chart. And that's fine. That's fine. That's legal. So I don't want my group to be taken down because I do not violate copyright laws. And I have been in contact with the Thomas Kincaid company, and I have told them what's going on, and they do know that my group does things legally. And I have been in contact with Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs, who is working on getting the rights to do Disney patterns, but already does Thomas Kincaid patterns. I don't think the Disney company would ever hear me because they're too big. So that's why I'm going to go the smaller route first. And then if the Disney company hears about it, then the Disney company hears about it. But I'm not going to let people get away with violating copyright laws. I'm going to be one of those. And if you hate me, you hate me. And I really don't care because I'm doing things legally and you're not. So please don't violate copyright laws. I hope this gave you a little bit more clarity to understand why we don't violate copyright laws. Bottom line, it's not yours. If you didn't legally obtain it, you cannot resell it. You cannot share it. Now, if you already obtained something that was illegal and you didn't know it at the time, don't beat yourself up. A lot of people fall into traps. There are con artists out there. There are bad people out there. That's why this whole video is being made. Just don't do it again. And don't sell your copy. Don't advertise that you got it. Don't tell people where you got it. You know, but I get it. I get why you would go get an illegal copy. I completely understand it because you just want that pattern so badly. You can taste it. I get it. But don't. Be a good person. Follow the laws. Follow the rules, please. And if I find out you violated a copyright law, and that's not just with Thomas Kincaid, if I find out you have violated a copyright law, I will report you. Because I want to protect the rights and the work of these designers who make things for me. I know not personally me, but that's how I feel. That they make these things that brighten my life. That cross stitch means that much to me because I have severe anxiety, I have depression. And without cross stitch, I don't think I could make it through. And I want to support these designers, especially because the cross stitch community isn't very big. We're tiny. We're not knitting, we're not crocheting, we're not even embroidery. Regular embroidery is bigger than cross stitch. I want to protect those designers and I want to protect the art. So I hope you understand what I'm talking about, and I hope you feel the same as me. Please don't violate copyright laws. Please do the right thing. Well, I'm going to go back and do my laundry because it's a Sunday. I love you all. Please be careful of scammers and people that have obtained copies illegally and want to sell them to you illegally. And I want you to have a good weekend, okay? Bye, my darlings.